What is good? Patent pending trademark. Quit using my what is good to start your pod, Andrew. All right. We're live. We're rolling. It's Mock Draft Monday. We're locked and loaded. We got no Big Co. He's down and out, a little sick. Could have been my germs from last week. Who knows?
Is you rolling? Bitch, I'm mine.
We got this first round rolling. I accidentally had to hop in this draft here, so I'll be drafting today.
OTC.
So we started off Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Jalen Hurts, Patty Mahomes, Joey B, CJ Stroud coming in at 109. I took Bijan at the 110, and we are on the clock at 111. So this is the first Mock Draft Monday that we're doing with rookies in the sleeper ADP built right in. So we're excited about that. We're going to see, kind of the cause and effect of what that does to the other players. I can tell you now that we've been already doing a bunch of drafts over on the Patreon side of things. Go over and get into that free Discord. You can get into some of those mock drafts, and we got our own ADP built. Pretty soon we'll have the ADP with the rookies built right in there and rookie ADP for your pleasure. And so what we've been seeing is what we talked about on this last time we were doing this live without the rookies, how, there's going to be some really good stuff, in the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th round now with veterans and some rookies hanging around. So excited to see how that kind of pans out. Was really hoping I'd be able to start with Bijan and Gibbs there on the turn, on the start there. Have a little fun. I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb here. So I'm going to go Bijan, CeeDee Lamb, passing on the QB. We got three other builds on the back end here without quarterbacks as well. So, I would like to take Caleb there. I don't mind that at all. But I like the value that we've been seeing in the 4th and 5th round with quarterbacks. So I don't feel hard pressed to do so. A lot of guys here starting quarterback, wide receiver. There goes, I took Bijan at 110, Puka at 111, Bowers at 112, Neighbors at 2-1, Gibbs at 2-2. Then I took Lamb at 2-3. St. Brown goes 2-4, and then Brian Thomas goes at 2-5. This is Superflex Tight End Premium, as per usual. If you're not following along and subscribed, we're going to be trying to go live every Monday now that all the stuff is out of the way. We will either be doing a live mock draft or live Dynasty trades. We got Dynasty trades rolling from the Patreon side of things. That episode should be up soon. So make sure you go check all that stuff out. All right. So we got our first two quarterbacks. We got Mahomes and Herbert on those two. And then we got Hurts and Caleb Williams at the 1-6 spot. So, good start there. I like both of those teams. Anxious to see how the rest of this kind of pans out when we'll get our first rookie here. This is kind of around the time when you could start to see Genty kind of pop up, and then there has been quite a gap there between Genty and the next guy, depending on who's drafting. And it may be
pictures now.
It may be it could be as much as a round and a half, and sometimes it's 6-8 picks. So there's going to be interesting things to kind of watch and
so early.
Follow
Everyone
along with.
Settle down. It's fun.
It is
fun.
fun.
Overworked. We're testing it out and we're mocking it up, so you don't fuck it up later. Nobody be drafting real drafts right now either.
Well, there's people drafting real drafts, so
don't do that though. That's silly.
You do whatever you want to do. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. I like some more pieces to the puzzle there. At least need to get past the actual NFL draft for me to be drafting some startup teams
for sure. And let that breathe too.
You want to be best balling? We can best ball right now. We're gonna be best balling here pretty soon.
I'm not itching that.
Get
another hobby.
We got some underdog best balls that we'll be doing, and then we got some fast draft stuff that we're going to be pumping out. So we're excited to do all that. And there goes Ashton Genty at the 209. Trey McBride right after that. So the first rookie off the board at 209. I think that's respectable. That's good range right there. That's about, you got Genty coming in, and I would put him right around the RB3. Gibbs and Bijan would probably be the only running backs I don't want over him at this current juncture. So I feel like that's appropriate value there. There goes Nico at 211, and now we're back to 212. This is a 3rd round reversal, so that means on the end the first guy who drafted doesn't get the back-to-back here. It goes back to the other side, and that's just in Superflex. that kind of helps potentially balance out that, hey, the first couple guys got the first really, really good quarterbacks that are huge difference makers. So that gives the other side of the board maybe a little bit of, some people even may say at this point, maybe it tips the scales the other way, that you want to be on the backside of the draft, but you don't get guys like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Daniels then, or Hurts, or, kind of whoever you're feeling there. So that's kind of the idea there. So we got Achane going at the 212. That's kind of spicy. That's kind of spicy. Then we got Drake London at the 3-1. So we got Bowers, Neighbors, and Drake London. No QB in sight for Dynasty Big Mac or something along those lines over there. So that's a fun start. I may be going down the same rabbit hole here. I'm about to be up, so I need to look into what I want to do here. I'm looking into maybe a Breece Hall here. I'm looking at potentially a Jordan Love here. Let's see what receivers are on the board. We got Marv. I could take a swing at Marv. Well, there goes Marv. So I will not take a swing at Marv. I'm going to go ahead and take Breece Hall here. Bang. Breece Hall, 3rd round. Love the value. Like the pick. Still no quarterback for me. So the whole back half of the draft, still quarterback list. So we'll see how that plays out for the rest of the squad here. We've been seeing some real late Cam Wards and Shedeur Sanders. I think that'll change, and we'll talk more about that as the draft goes on, how we'll see the landscape of this change. But a lot of chatter right now out there in the streets of fantasy football, and we'll touch on this multiple times in different episodes. We have one that hasn't come out yet. But, that the 1-1 to 1-2 drop off, and maybe, this class is the value is down on the rookie picks. And I think kind of what's driving some of that is that when you look at the picks after 1-1, that there's no consensus really right now. And I think that's affecting, what the perceived public value is, because the norms don't really know where to go and who's the guys. Like over the last few years, I feel like at least through the first 6-8 picks, people were at least knew those guys and who they were. The order might have changed a little bit, but here, like after even 1-1, you get to Tet, and there's some people are like and then some people are on Luther Burden, some people are on Caleb Johnson. It's got to be Omarion Hampton over Caleb Johnson, or vice versa. Some people are Travion Henderson, got to be up there. So I think as more pieces to the puzzle come together and we settle out more stuff, the value on these picks will come right back up. And I think this is a really fun class. And I got some good episodes coming up here that'll help put some more of those pieces together for us. We've been putting the pieces together. The combine will be the pieces. The draft capital will be the pieces. And so we'll kind of start putting this all together. And then I think you'll see, the bottom of this value of the rookie picks kind of rise right back up to where it was. So basically our main message, and we just did a podcast kind of about this, is don't go selling those rookie picks for cheap because you hear somebody else telling you that, bummer if you have 1-2 or less this year, the value is not there. And it's like, just wait a minute. I think it's going to be there. I think once we get a little more rock solid feeling about the tiers and where these guys kind of all fall right now, there's a lot of chips up in the air. So just kind of let that all kind of simmer back down and kind of figure it out. So, but that is the fun part of it. Look, nobody should have all the answers right now. Everyone should be fluid and willing to be wrong as you get more information, more pieces of the puzzle. So you're watching stuff. Don't feel like you should be committed to any which way you feel. Like you might feel like you like Omarion Hampton right now, and then you might find some things that suggest, hey, I like Caleb Johnson. And then there's testing and capital and landing spots. And, CEH was, down the totem pole. He gets drafted to the Chiefs. He's going over JT, right? So that's the kind of stuff that takes place. We see it every year. We've been around it for a long time. So, we feel obligated to kind of bring all that kind of stuff to the forefront, because I don't think a lot of the Dynasty people in the community that talk about it, some of them are OGs, but some of them are pretty new to the game. And some of you guys are pretty new to the game. So just know that this all ebbs and flows. It's all pretty cyclical of how it goes. And this kind of happens every year. And I'm real excited about the first, 16 picks right now, and I'm probably going to even get more excited as I get even deeper into this class, because there just keeps being more guys that pop up. We just Senior Bowl just happened, and you have guys kind of popping up from there of, people like Jackson Dart. Oh, people like Xavier Restrepo. Oh, Ollie Gordon was the RB1 last year. People might like Ollie Gordon all of a sudden from the Senior Bowl. Oh, hey, there was Fanning Jr. and Arroyo from Miami, more tight ends popping up in tight end premium, which is what we play. So, Higgins from Iowa State, the other Iowa State receiver who I'm drawing a blank on, all those guys, the other TCU receiver, drawing a blank on his name right now, but getting a lot of praise down there. So all of a sudden that back end of the second might be getting built up a little bit. And you'll probably hear me say this a bunch of times. And we're going to try to just hammer this home and go over it and try to figure this out as it goes along. So stick around. All right, let's jump back into this draft here. I left off at the 3-1 with Drake London. We got Marv Harrison 3-2, Breece Hall 3-3, Jordan Love 3-4, Saquon Barkley 3-5, Tet McMillan at 3-6. So yeah, there it is. You got 2-9, your first rookie, your second rookie, Tet McMillan at 3-6. So little drop off there, which I think that is semi-warranted. There certainly is a drop off between Genty and the next group of guys right now, but it doesn't mean the next group of guys sucks. It means Genty's kind of a pretty complete package, right? And we don't have the strongest of conviction on quarterbacks right now, which I think is affecting the Superflex market a little bit here. So we got A.J. Brown coming in at 3-7. We got Ladd McConkey coming in at 3-8. Rashee Rice coming in at 3-9. Bo Nix at 3-10. JSN 3-11. Baker Mayfield 3-12. And then Garrett Wilson at 4-1. Bucky Irving at 4-2, Roma Dunze 4-3. So that's a nice little pocket right there. I like those guys. That Bo Nix, JSN, Mayfield, Garrett Wilson, Bucky Irving, Roma Dunze. We're getting Kyler in the fourth right now, Brock Purdy in the fourth right now. This is kind of what I was talking about. The quarterbacks are being pushed down. Now we got rookie picks, and I think even more. One of more than one, 2 or 3 of these rookie picks are probably going to end up in even higher in the third, or maybe even some more in the second round. And Genty moves up to the back end of the first. So there's going to be even more movement pushing these guys around a little bit. So now I'm sitting here. I got to look for a quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab Jared Goff right here. Now, obviously, we have some questions to be answered there. And it's you lose your OC that's been really coveted for a while, but the other parts of this that people, nice little Penix pickup there. I thought maybe I might be able to sneak a little Penix in there, but hey, we're all scrapping right now on this back half because nobody else has a quarterback. We're all scrapping for these quarterback parts and pieces. So hopefully I can grab another one on the way back through here. We'll see kind of how this board plays out. Keep an eye on that. But back to the Lions, man, and we've talked about this, but we lost that one big piece, and we know that we lost the big piece on defense, but we've also, with both of those guys going somewhere else, you lose a lot of the ancillary pieces of guys you don't even know their names until we're halfway through next season, and then you start hearing, oh, man, they lost their wide receiver coach. Oh, man, they lost their DB coach. Oh, man, they lost their tight end coach, and he was great. He was awesome. He was kind of the next in line, kind of yada, 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 and there's a lot of parts and pieces. It's really hard to keep that when you lose those big core guys and then some ancillary pieces. It is a thing that not a lot of teams hold it together the very next year at the high standard that they were at before. So just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind and think about there. So cupboard ran dry on me there with Goff at 410. So I may abstain from quarterbacks here and go search the market somewhere else. Let's go see what we got here. Let's go over to rookies only. Let's go to running backs, wide receivers. I am going to grab my guy Caleb Johnson right here, running out of time. And I'm through 8-9 running backs right now. We got top 10 running back rankings coming to you very soon for your pleasure. At least my version. I'm going to have our guy Chev on here soon, and we're going to talk some running backs, going to talk about some Senior Bowl stuff, going to talk about some breakouts. So good episode recording tomorrow with him. But I think when we're talking about these rookies, the clarity is, again, we have, some people love Caleb Johnson, some people don't. Some people love Omarion Hampton, some people love Travion Henderson. I kind of view them all as in a tier-ish. I would probably say Caleb Johnson, Travion, and then Omarion Hampton for me personally. But, some people will be like, that's ridiculous. I hate that. And then other people will be like, hell yeah, that's the correct order, man. So I personally like Caleb Johnson. I like everything I see on film. The positives far outweigh the negatives to me. I went Caleb Johnson there. Thought about Travion. Thought about my guy Luther Burden because he's my favorite wide receiver. And you have Travis Hunter still on the board. And if you can get a definitive, I'm gonna play receiver, then maybe he goes even higher here because he's a really talented guy. But the problem with Travis Hunter right now is that we just don't know the effectiveness and where he's going to be and and which side and how many snaps he's going to play on that side. Like some people say he's a better wide receiver, other people say he's a better DB. DB is probably a harder position to find at an elite level. So maybe he plays DB, but there's almost no way that he's going to play the amount that he played at the last level. At the pro level. Now, it may be more of a mix that we've ever seen before, at least to start his career. But I can't see it being some crazy, whatever 150 snaps or whatever the hell he's playing now. Not because he doesn't have the cardio to do so, but I think it's just, you have this asset and how much do you put him out there? And every time he's out there for an extended period of time, you're just risking, a high top 5 pick or whatever he's going to be in injury risk of just, so I think that's a tough position to be in. He's a really talented player. And if we could get some more clarity on which side of the ball he's going to be on more, it's either going to push him way down or push him up a little higher because he is a very, very talented athlete. So let's jump back into the draft here where we left off. There was Kyler. It was Brock Purdy. It's tight end premium. So Tyler Warren goes here at 4.6. That's a heavy price to pay, but boy, oh boy, to me, that's like a Kittle kind of McBride hybrid baby kind of going out there. There's this huge athletic man that can kind of do a whole bunch of different stuff for your team. He pretty much was Penn State's whole receiving core when they really needed it. So I don't have any problem taking Tyler Warren kind of wherever you want to. The JT 4.7, great value there. Love that. Trevor Lawrence at 4.8 was hoping Trevor would kind of fall to me, and that would maybe push one more quarterback my way. Maybe I could have gotten Dak on the way back if Trevor falls one more. And that's not typically what I've been seeing. I've been able to get Trevor, Dak, Goff, Penix kind of on that way back. So this was a little atypical of kind of what I've seen. There goes Christian McCaffrey, 4.9. That could be the best value in the draft as far as helping you win, or could be a bummer. I took Goff. There goes Penix. Kyron Williams at 4.12. Bryce Young at 5.1. Oh, what a journey it's been for Bryce, and good for you. Oh, the places you'll go. Dak Prescott, 5.2. Caleb Johnson, 5.3. Chris Olave. Jalen Waddle, 5.5. Cam Ward, highest I've seen Cam Ward go. Hoodie, shout out to you there. He said the cupboard's dry too. I'm gonna get me another quarterback. So Luther Burden goes 5.7. Omarion Hampton goes 5.8. Chase Brown there at 5.9. Brandon Ayuk at 5.10. And James Cook coming in at 5.11. Lot of love for Cook right now. What a hell of a season. Really rounding into shape as a really solid dynasty asset. There goes Zay Flowers, and let's see who Mr. Cascade bangs out at his double tap here. So rookies on the board: Travis Hunter, Ibuka, Trey Harris are some of the next ones I would see wanting to come off the board. Colston Loveland would be another one. Shador Sanders. We got Travion still on there. We got Judkins still on there. Devin Neal, a favorite of mine. So lots of good rookies still hanging around. Laporta at 6.2. Excellent value there. You can't be upset about that at all. Yeah. So Sam Laporta, 6.2, good value there. Having a little technical difficulties, so bear with us. We got Josh Jacobs at 6.3 coming in. Anthony Richardson at 6.4. Emeka Egbuka, 6.5. So another rookie off the board there. T. Higgins at 6.1. There goes Travion Henderson at 6.6. Really strong value coming in there. I like that pick a lot. Marion Hampton went at the 5.8. So we're getting a smattering of rookies here. And again, what this is doing is when we get into these later rounds, whereas before we got into those 10 to 15 and it was like, man, this got awfully dry, and you're kind of picking around, finding some stuff, where I feel like this really helps replenish the stockpile, a little further down the line here. So Let's see what we got. We got Travis Etienne. We got Kenny Walker available. Let's see what the wide receiver situation is. Pittman, Devonta Smith, DJ Moore, Xavier Worthy, Pickens. So some good players there. Let's see. Tight end wise, we got Kincaid, Pitts. Quarterback wise, we got Tua, McCarthy, Levis. Not the greatest options. We got 24 minutes here left, or 24 seconds here left. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab one more running back here. I'm gonna grab Kenneth Walker, I think. Running out of time here. Hard to do this while I'm drafting. And kind of carrying the dialogue through this whole thing. And there goes
crushing it, bro.
There goes Shador Sanders off the board. So 3 in a row from him. He kind of killed me there. I could have went Shador, but I should have went Shador. Was getting caught off guard.
Name of your second album.
A lot of stuff to sort through here. So Kenny Walker. Good value there. Probably could have went a different way if had a little more time and was a little more organized. Didn't mean to be drafting in this one. Accidentally messed around and got a triple-double. But so
7-11.
On the way back, we're gonna be looking at somebody like a Pittman, probably a Xavier Worthy for me. Let's see the rookies left here. Travis Hunter still on the board. Trey Harris still on the board. Like both of those guys a good bit. Running back wise, Quinshawn Judkins still there. Neal still there. Sampson still there. So some really good players. Loveland still there. He could be on the board for me there for sure. Let's throw him up there and Travis Hunter.
For Shador?
Shador's gone. Colston Loveland. Let's see here. We got quarterback wise. We got nobody that you want to take this high as far as rookies go. I am not as high on Judkins as some people. Still like the player a good bit, but
why not?
Not as excited as maybe
because you're spoiled with Travion.
As maybe well for me it's that I've and maybe that's the problem is like when I watch Travion, he's a little more exciting to watch. When I watch Judkins,
the guy's literally said he could take it to the house and he's doing it now.
Yeah. When I'm watching Judkins, good player, just different style of play, and maybe I'm just kind of enamored into that creativity that I can take it to the house at any point. Again, that's kind of what I like about Caleb Johnson over Omarion. I feel like a little more creative. But Omarion Hampton and Judkins are both kind of those like missile type scud players where it's like they're just, not in the sense that they're shot out of a cannon so fast. That's Travion and Johnson, I think, are faster.
It's momentum.
But they're straight lines and they're smashing into things and they're really hard to stop. And kind of the difference there. And there goes Judkins, so I don't have to make that call at that point. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Tua here. Seventh round Tua, I can't argue with it, right? I mean, it could be a hit away from trouble, but Tua's been really solid when he plays. The Dolphins' offense is solid when he plays. Just gotta not take those big hits. And Tua in the 7th round, I'll take it. The Dolphins absolutely have to address the second quarterback position. Some talks over multiple media pundits kind of saying like somebody like a Dylan Gabriel would be a good pick for Miami. A little later in the draft, they're kind of similar players on how they operate, and they're both left-handed. I know that's kind of an easy way out, but Dylan Gabriel, dynamic decision maker, can use his legs a little bit to scramble around. Maybe not the strongest arm as far as the deep ball, but played a lot of football, knows where to go with the ball, and kind of in the Bo Nix vein from last year. And obviously now he's not Bo Nix. He's not the size of Bo Nix and anything like that. Bo Nix was the 1st round player that was drafted. Dylan Gabriel is not going to be that, but there's a lot of these quarterbacks as we get further in the draft here that are going to be fun stabs to take. And they're, Ewers and Milrow and Dart, and then Dart may even be moving up. Maybe somebody at the end of the 1st round might grab Dart or trade in to grab Dart. Who knows? But they got the Milrow, the Ewers, the Gabriels, the Will Howards of the worlds, could be second, third round picks and go to places that they maybe can sit and be developed for a minute. But are fun stabs at players, and Gabriel may even be potentially, a third to even later pick, and somebody could pick him up like Miami, who could back up Tua. Either way, the Dolphins have to address that backup quarterback situation so that they're, not just a dumpster fire when that situation arises, if it so should again. So I took Tua there. I really wanted to take Xavier Worthy, but I was kind of quarterback-less. I could have waited around and grabbed, the Staffords of the world, or hoped I could get a Fields or a Derek Carr to give me some run. I think Sammy D still on the board here, so that's a good option for me. Maybe a little bit later. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but feet to the fire, hard to make those decisions. Whilst talking about the rest of the draft. So there we got DJ Moore coming off after I took Tua. JJ McCarthy went there at 7:01. Devonta Smith 6:12. Judkins at 7:2. Tua at 7:3. DJ Moore 7:4. Xavier Worthy 7:5. George Pickens 7:6. Jordan Addison 7:7. George Kittle 7:8. There goes Fanning at 7:9. That's the Bowling Green tight end. And I know some of y'all in the Discord have been asking us to kind of, we don't know these later players, and so I'll try to, Fanning not being a big time guy, like he's like 6'3", 230s ish, maybe 240. He's kind of in that bucket of like a tight end. A lot of receptions for Fanning was awesome in like the Penn State game, and then a Texas A&M game, double-digit catches, a lot of yards. But he's not going to be that. He's not built like Warren. He's not like us, right? Fanning's more like me. But as far as the stature build, like if you took Fanning, that he'd be kind of more like your Chig or your Jonnu Smith this year would be like this year's Jonnu Smith, that more athletic kind of, and even like a Brock Bowers. And I don't want to compare him to Brock Bowers because Brock Bowers is awesome, but more of the receiver version of a tight end than just that straight up big fella tight end that does all like he's not in the George Kittle vein of things. He's more in the, hey, I could be in line, but I could do a lot of different things. I'm definitely more built like a receiver. So
when I said Fanning, obviously I meant Cannon. And when I say Cannon, what song do you think of?
A whole bunch of them. Anything that Lil Wayne circa,
mixtape, yeah.
And
or the
DJ
Art of
Drama
Storytelling Part 4 with Andre
3K. Yeah.
Starts off with a Cannon.
Yeah, I mean
Fanning. That guy's got to be good.
That was I think that was DJ Drama's drop. So
sure. A lot of songs with
right. Million of those. So Jameson Williams 7'10".
Which one came to mind?
Coming in there.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, pretty much. Terry McLaurin 7'11", Derrick Henry 7'12", Joe Mixon 8'1". So we're getting some olds here.
Art of Storytelling Part 4 though. Hot fire.
All the art of storytellings are good. Colston Loveland 8'2". There's a good tight end from Michigan. So Fannin going before Loveland is a choice. But I don't
in the comments.
I don't know if you're right or wrong. We haven't gotten into the full on tight ends. I would say Loveland over Fannin right now, but Warren firmly ahead of both of them. So I like that. There goes Godwin at 8'3". Be interesting to see kind of where he ends up. Does he go back to Tampa without Cohen? Does he go to Jacksonville with Cohen? So that'll be kind of interesting to see. If he leaves, then the sky's the limit for Jalen McMillan, I think, right? And then
irregardless,
if Godwin goes to Jacksonville, be interesting to kind of see how the dichotomy between him, BTJ, and Evan Ingram kind of work. They're talking about Christian Kirk maybe being out of there.
You take some of the greater signs away from BTJ if Godwin goes.
Well, you sharing
like one.
You're sharing targets. You're sharing targets a little more with somebody
that's greater than everyone
that they've already force fed to Godwin to basically be WR1 for a large chunk of the season because Cohen will hyper focus or has the ability to hyper focus some targets to
two receivers.
To one receiver for the most part, because Godwin was wide receiver 1. The year before Evans was getting way more than Godwin, but Cohen wasn't the guy there, right? And then now Godwin moves into the slot, and then Godwin's kind of the guy there, and Evans is still doing his thing, but Godwin's ridiculous, right? So Be interested to see if Cohen can grab him some Godwin or something over there, or maybe the Bucks want to re-sign him. But those two guys going back to back, Godwin and McMillan, interesting there. Josh Downs going at 8.5. I don't mind that. Kincaid going at 8.6. It could be really good value. Just they really haven't gotten him going.
He stinks. Everyone hates it.
He obviously doesn't stink, but just the way that offense operates, there's really nobody outside of Shakir that is doing anything at all in the running game, right? Chuba Hubbard, great pick there, and then Travis Etienne is just the biggest buy right now for me in the offseason. And then on top of that, you're putting the Cohen effect in right there, right? So I don't know which one of those guys will be the guy. We saw White and Bucky operate for a portion of the season, both being startable. And I think we could see that with Tank and Etienne. I think Etienne's the better player. I think Etienne fits better what kind of Cohen wants to do. I think Etienne could have a hell of a year here. And there goes Travis Hunter for me. I got auto picked because I was yapping. Sorry about that. Got to turn that off. Let's turn that off. I had Trav in the that could be an excellent pick. If Travis Hunter's a wide receiver, there's no way I'd get him there. He's just been kind of hanging out.
You're the commish. We can undo that. You want to undo it?
It's fine. No,
I can undo it.
Just let it ride.
Remove it.
No, it's fine.
Get a minute, bro. You're working.
I'm good. It doesn't matter. That's it does. That's a really, really good pick in the 8th round. Anyway, normally I'm getting. I've been grabbing Shador or Cam Ward in those spots in our slow mocks. So, I like to see that. Let's come back here. Plus, we got to hit some receivers here, baby. What do we got? We got Jaden Reed, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, Ricky Pearsall, Interessante. We got Hollywood Brown down here, Deontay Johnson. Woof. Deontay, baby, just can't stay on the field. Really got a poor attitude, it would seem.
He's always open for another job.
Yeah. I mean, you go back and look at some numbers, and it's like, damn, he was really crushing when he was in there and had the ball. And then, oh man, I gotta go back to back rookies here. I'm gonna just take Trey Harris, which at 8.10 and 9.1 here. So how I've been seeing this is kind of how I've been seeing it for the last year or 3 here when I'm drafting my team. Obviously, I'm multitasking here, but at the top, I got Bijan, CeeDee Lamb, and Breece Hall, right? So those guys are OG stalwarts, but still pretty young, and I'm going to have them for a while. Then I get a quarterback. It's Goff. You say whatever you want to say about Goff, whatever, right? But now I've pretty much got, I got 3 rookies in here, which I'm really fine with. When I'm building my team from the startup position, I kind of want to skew pretty young to start, right? You can kind of do it however you want. I've had a lot of success with coming through here, grabbing as much young talent as possible, a bunch of rookies, and now I'm just very fluid on kind of what I can do. You obviously have to make the right choices, and of course, nobody's going to make all the right choices every time, but you can get it decent, and it's been very favorable for me when I start, because you're in a position then, hey, if things go right, you have a lot of equity that I could trade 1 or 2 of these pieces for whatever veteran I really want, right? If the younger guys are hitting, or I'm in a really good position moving forward. Maybe I don't have a good year 1. I get a high pick coming into year 2 of the startup. That is after the maiden, right? Which the maiden is your first year. You have so much equity to kind of be able to do whatever you want. You're able to kind of flow with what people like, and traditionally over the last few years it's been receivers kind of heavy, and now we're drafting back to kind of drafting like it's 1999 here. Shout out Prince. That the running back's kind of back in vogue, and we've been talking about this for a few years and potentially as we're in these shells and we're getting lighter as far as linebackers and players that you're putting on the field, and everybody's had time to now transition to this because we're playing more of a passing attack. Well, now that everybody's a little lighter on the field, where's the advantage? And we're kind of maybe a little bit more in this kind of cover shell approach. Well, the advantage is if I have a really good running back, I can stick him out there and we can go do damage because the guys on the field on the defensive side are maybe a little lighter than we've seen traditionally. So kind of a working theory we've had for a little while. Everything's kind of cyclical, how the league works, how pretty much life works, right? So we've kind of seen it swing a bunch of different ways, and now maybe we're swinging kind of back to the running back a little bit.
Preach. Well, until the swinging back and forth part.
So
see a lot of guys too.
yeah. But let's see what's going on here. I took Trey Harris here at 9-3, but this was a nice little wrap. We got Devin Neal. That's one of my favorite RBs. We got David Montgomery 8-12, then Sam Darnold at 9-1. So he got me right there with the Darnold again. So I'm going to be struggling quarterback wise for the third one, but we'll figure it out. We'll find one. Then you went Dylan Sampson. So Neal and Sampson are guys that are traditionally late stab running backs that I like. As far as startup wise, rookie draft wise, those guys are going to be late first, early second guys all day long. And I like both of them. Neal over Sampson for me currently. And then we got Mark Andrews here at 9-4, Tyrone Tracy at 9-5. That's good value. And there's maybe another Tracy in this draft right now. Now he doesn't profile to the size of Tyrone Tracy, but the transition from wide receiver to running back in a year it was probably a greater, better transition. Now he's 5'9", 195, and of course I'm talking about Brashad Smith transferring from Miami to SMU from a wide receiver to a running back, and then came right in and was very productive for SMU. Looks the part out there. Obviously, very natural hands, but. At this point in Dynasty and Fantasy, I think we can put to bed the sub 200 kind of running back garbage at this point. And, you're going to have to move your goalposts for your analytical stuff again. Of course, you don't want every sub 200 running back, but some of these guys, half the really good guys in the league seem to be sub 200 right now. So we're right there. So we can hopefully put that to bed and stop caring so much about it. There's probably enough data now to kind of offset some of that. You don't want them all, of course.
You got to question historical data. What does that mean?
You don't want them all, of course, but you want to use your eyeballs and find the right ones.
Data.
That's true. But the historical data is changing now, right? And we've had. I mean, Christian McCaffrey also has never been that heavy, right? He's probably been floating around that light 200 around for a long time.
10 pounds of muscle every year, I feel like.
Yeah,
but, at least 5.
And we've had Gibbs and we've had Achane and we've had with James Cook and we could go back up here and probably find even more of those. Kyron Williams,
best example, but
that was early on, but now that was when there was like he was this huge outlier or so, a CJ2K, right? But now
they had to be 4.28 fast.
Now there's a bunch of them, right? And
Cook being contract one on a second team.
Bucky's too. What? Bucky's not. Is he right at 200?
He's
195. They have him listed at. So again, like hopefully we've kind of put that to bed somewhat here. So
where is Bucky at?
He is at 4.2. He came in at 195 there. So shoot, your boy's back up. Let's go. Let's see what's we got to get off the rookies here. Let's see what's up wide receiver wise. We got Tank Dell, Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, Pearsall Went, A.D. Mitchell. Got me on the spot here. This is tough. This is a tough one. Let's see running back wise. Benson, Javonte, Najee, Warren. Sorry about
your boy Tajay, Matthew Stafford. Hollywood. Komet.
I'll take Evan Ingram here.
Over Komet, huh?
Oh, I would have taken Njoku there. All good.
Could have taken Travis Kelce.
Could have taken Travis Kelce. I would have taken Njoku there. Njoku's kind of my favorite after, the elite of the elites goes, and then Evan Ingram too, would be right there. What's that?
I like Swift, man.
I
know it's all weird, but
I mean, I don't mind Swift there. Sure, 10th round. I'm all right in the running back situation right now. We got to be on top of it because we're coming back.
Analyzing your specific team.
I'm not scared to draft 10 running backs. Let's go. Hollywood Brown's always a favorite of mine. Kind of coming back here from an injury and getting some run. Jacoby. A big fan of his. Mooney's down here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Raheed Shaheed here at 11-3. Maybe a little early for him, but was having a really good year before he got injured last year. So we'll kind of see where he goes. There goes DeAndre Swift for you. So let me kind of go back through some of this as we've missed some as I was yapping. We had Tyrone Tracy. I took Trey Harris at 9-3. Mark Andrews at 9.4, Tyrone Tracy at 9.5, Ricky Pearsall at 9.6, Keon Coleman at 9.7, Pacheco at 9.8, Jerry Jeudy at 9.9, Alvin Kamara at 9.10, Scatabo at 9.11. He's over 200.
RB1.
Mike Evans.
Did you see that game?
9-12, of course. Kyle Pitts 10-1. Jalen Milrow 10-2. So there's a QB shot. Sharbs 10-3. Connor 10-4. Shakir 10-5. Isaiah Bond 10-6. He's dropped quite a bit. There goes Ollie Gordon at 10-7. Jaden Reed 10-8. That's pretty strong value there at that point. I like the Stevenson at 10-9. Then I went Ingram at 10-10. Would have went Njoku. Royals, Utah State, thick boy over there at 10-11. Tucker Kraft at 10-12. Brian Robinson 11-11. Njoku 11-12. Shaheed, Swift, Pollard. Two great picks right there. I like those 11th rounders. Then Restrepo, like him. Slot receiver for Restrepo out of Miami. I believe he broke the receptions number for Miami in Miami history. Obviously, was there a little bit. Then Matthew Golden, Texas, kind of really came on here. We just did the sleeper show with Austin. Shout out Austin. And he's kind of the Texas guy who came in, and it was Bond, and it was the freshman who I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. But not a whole lot of Golden being mentioned, and now Golden's somebody who's easily, seemingly going to make his way into a day 2 pick. Had a nice run there at the back half of the season. Geno Smith coming in at 11-8. Marvin Mims 11-9. That's a good stab for a big breakout coming next year. Cortland Sutton at 10-11 there. So it's again, we're into this area where before it was getting kind of unfun and dry. Now you have the guys like Restrepo and Golden and let's see some other rookies that are here. Tez Johnson came in being a little light. Evan Stewart, the other wide receiver from Oregon. But Jaden Higgins had a nice Senior Bowl. Torrey Horton Jr. from Colorado State, really good. Jack Besh, that's the guy I was looking for from TCU that had a good Senior Bowl. So there's 3 guys. Savion Williams, the other TCU receiver, who's just this giant, crazy, yoked man that kind of raw, and we'll see kind of what he can do. But Ty Felton from Miami, another wide receiver. Ricky White, who was in our sleeper show, shout out to him. UNLV, good receiver. So again, as we start moving down the line here of what's kind of coming and what the puzzle pieces could be, again, going back to this rookie conversation of, Higgins and White and Besh and Felton. Somebody took Royals already. Like, all those guys could be building the back end of your second round pick here in Superflex Tight End Premium. Plus, we have some tight ends that we're going to be adding in there. There's Dart and Milrow. Ewers is still on the board. So, all these things are going to get added in here as we move down the line. And some of these rookies are even going to move up even higher, pushing even more stuff down. So, these middle late rounds right now in these drafts, I think, are getting a lot more fun. And there's a lot more names to pick from that are a lot of fun. And then, you go to the running back side, you still have guys like Jordan James, Damian Martinez, RJ Harvey, DJ Giddens, Woody Marks, Rashad Smith, who I was talking about earlier. That's the guy who's maybe, he's obviously not the size of Tyrone Tracy. He's also not 25 years old, I don't believe. Trying to find Tyrone Tracy here in I think it was 9.5. Nope. Anyway, Rashad Smith came in at like 5'9", 195. So not Tracy's size by any means, but plays the position really well for only being 1 year into his running back career. Because like I said, he was a wide receiver at Miami. So, again, Rocket Sanders down here, Raheem Sanders, Jaden Blue from Texas. So we got other running, Jaquez Hunter, the Syracuse running back. I'm drawing a name, Jaquant Allen, excellent receiving running back. So there's just a ton of good talent here that I think will continue to rise. The combine will help some of that out. It'll lower some guys too. But then, like again on the tight end side, Oronde Gadsden from from Syracuse, tight end, good receiver. Mason Taylor, I think that's Jason Taylor's son. Good genes. Good player out of LSU. Terrence Ferguson, Oregon tight end, right? He had a nice Senior Bowl. Elijah Arroyo had a nice Senior Bowl. Or he might have been in the Shrine. I don't remember which one, but those names are all getting brought up and all mentioned. And as this process goes on, I think you're going to get more and more value that people are going to be excited about. So I'm coming up here. Let's see what we got. We got Kirk D. Cousins. We got Matthew Stafford here. We got Justin Fields. I'm going to take a shot on Justin Fields here, I think. Let's see who else is left. We got Debo, Devontae, Cooper Kupp, Christian Kirk, Xavier Legette here. I'll take a shot on Legette. We got Raheed Shaheed. I think Mooney might be down here a little further. Jacoby Myers, definitely going to be a pick of mine if the people behind me don't snake me, you little rats. Demario Douglas is down here. Wan'Dale Robinson, a nice later pick. So some fun stabs kind of coming up. So Travis Kelce there goes at 12-1. Brooks at 12-2. Benson at 12-3. Sinnott at 12-4. Juwan Jennings at 12-5. Yaminor at 12-6. It's a Stanford wide receiver. Malik Washington at 12-7. Mooney just went right before my Legette pick, so there he was. I like the Mooney pick. There goes Rashard White. Not really sure what to do with him at this current juncture of things. Xavier Legette, 12-10. That was me. Good a stab as any, I think, at this point in the draft. There's Jake Ferguson. So we got Cole Kmet here on the way back. Dallas Goedert on the way back. Goedert's had a nice little run here over the last few weeks with the Eagles since coming back, kind of reminding you, integral part and can be very dangerous as he's 30, but still some good talent. Jatavian Sanders is down here. Isaiah Likely's down here. Kate Otten's down here. Theo Johnson's down here. Those are just good tight end stabs here as we get into the 13th, 14th round. Whereas before you might have had to take those guys in the 11th, 10th, 12th round, where now we're in the 14th, and I'm sure some people probably aren't even looking at those guys. So we're getting some really, really strong options here a little late. There goes Isaiah Likely. We'll see who the next player off the board is. I could use another tight end here. I could use another quarterback. Let's see. We got Stafford, Rodgers, Carr, Wilson, Minshew, Howell. Oof. What is good, dog? What's good, baby? How's it going? Yeah, so I might take a stab on old Justin Fields here. We're getting into the 13th round. There's a lot of interesting spots where somebody's going to be needing a quarterback. Sam Darnold can't fill every single spot. There goes Jack Besh, the wide receiver from TCU that's been getting a whole lot of love from the Senior Bowl there. So we got to like that. Debo Samuel's 13-4. That could be really awesome or a huge bummer. But that's kind of where you're at in the draft right now. We're drafting guys who, you're either drafting kind of some of the olds to kind of help you bolster up the back half of your roster, which, at this point I can see and I can be okay with. There goes Hoodie drafting Coker. I think he took Coker a little earlier in the last draft. He comes back 13th round and grabs himself the same guy in, Jalen Coker. And, could be, an emerging star. And, you could be starting an emerging maple syrup conglomerate. Shout out Wedding Crashers. It's the first quarter of the big game, trying to throw up a Hail Mary. He's like, I'd like to be pimps from Oakland, Cowboys from Arizona.
Painting was a gift, Todd. Keeping it.
There goes Jordan James. He's a running back favorite of mine, especially as we get, maybe even later into that second round. We'll see kind of where the capital lands on him. There goes Stafford and Najee at 13-10. Jacoby Myers is who I should have taken. Should have taken him at 11, 12, or
He'll
13.
never gain value.
He'll never gain value, but
you got to start him.
But he'll win you some money.
You got to start him.
But he'll win you some money. So yeah, let's start taking a glance at some of these teams here and the builds. We got Team 1, Cascade here. He went Josh Allen, Achane, Baker Mayfield, and then he goes 3 wide receivers, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, and T. Higgins. I like that start. He goes Olds here with the running backs with Henry and Mixon. So, probably going to be profitable. Seems like it could be a profitable team year one. He's got Evans, then he's got Pitts, he's got Kelsey, he's got Spears. He just went Devontae Adams and Dobbins. So he's maybe trying to win some money year one there. Team 2, Dan. He's always drafting with us. Shout out, Dan. What's up, baby? We got Lamar Jackson. We got Nico Collins, JSN, Bucky Irving, James Cook. So I like that start. It's a solid start. Then you get Laporta at 6'2", baby. That's awesome. 7'11", McLaurin. You're going to get some more run out of him for at least another year or two at an elite level.
He doesn't look like he's slowing down.
No. Loveland at 8'2", Scatabo at 9'1", Milrow and Dart back to back because he needs that. He needs a quarterback production. So that's the weak spot on this team. He's going to have to figure that out. We got Brooks then at 12'2", Myers at 3'11", and then Wandell. So awesome production there out of those 2 wide receivers on the back end. If anything should so happen to any of your high end guys, or you got bye weeks or injuries, those are nice fill-ins. But way to scatter it around with some youth and some older guys and some just good value. But probably needs another quarterback in that position. Your boy's back up. Javonte Williams still hanging around here is a whole lot of fun. Jaden Higgins here. I might have to go ahead and smash Higgins at this point. Tony Horton, Ricky White, 2 of my favorite sleepers right now in this draft. Diggs, Christian Kirk is always a fun one for me.
What's it going to be, boy?
Romeo Dobbs.
Let me sleep on it.
If Jermaine Burton could get his shit together,
yes,
he could be good.
No.
A little Meatloaf for you. We have to bring. If you didn't know, Meatloaf was an outstanding fantasy football player, just way before his time, musically and fantasy football wise, apparently. But would just get kicked out of leagues because he was so damn good. You couldn't handle the meat. And he was truly one of a kind.
Rich Eisen was like, I can get you in the league. I already been in that league. They don't want me in that league anymore. I want it.
They won't let me in anymore. Yeah. So let's go back to looking at some builds. RIP to the meat. Just iconic and
way worse things on this floor
in a bunch of different ways. Boy's about to be back up. So I'll never be in a draft
Still
again.
rolling? Oh.
Sorry about this.
I'll never be.
Just got in at the last second by accident and couldn't get out. So
that's why you wear a rubber when mocking kids.
Yeah, you got to mock it up before you fuck it up. So I'll stay down here before we go look at some other potential pickups here. But like I said, Theo Johnson in the 14th round, hell yeah. Jatavion Sanders in the 14th round, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let me get a hell yeah. Cade Otton and Goddard in the 14th. That's awesome. I mean, Hollywood Brown, Bateman's a great shot in the 14th. Like I love everybody who just made a 14th round pick. Well done.
Strong 14th round.
Yeah, I mean J.K. Dobbins there, nice stuff. Cooper Kupp talking about potentially. They're going to try to trade him here, which is an odd thing to say aloud.
Right. You keep that on the DL.
I'm going to take Cole Kmet here just because that's my guy, and even though he got me a pie to the face 2 years ago. I'll take Kmet.
Shout out Fats.
I'll take Ben Johnson coming over, and Kmet
he's like 23 years old, bro.
Yeah, he's not even. Yeah, he's still super young. He's paid. Kmet.
All right, he's not 23.
Kmet's he's 25.
I know. I'm close. I was indulging.
He's had production chunks. Last year, he was, if we tight end premium wise, he was right up there with DK Metcalf in points. Obviously, or 2 years ago. This past year, he had phases where he was good, but that was the Bears' offense. I think Kmet can really carve out a role here. The 15th.
I don't know if he's a good fit with Caleb.
Yeah.
His bat celebration dance.
I like it. I like it. Cooper Kupp at 15-1 is nice, but Jordan Whittington could be up a little bit right now and could be interesting. We'll see what the Rams do there. That he when he had a chance to get targets and have a role, he was really, really strong. So let's go back up here, look at some teams. We got Jaden Daniels at team 3, McBride, Nix, Adunze, Brandon Ayuk, Josh Jacobs. So not a bad start there. Jameson Williams, Godwin, Kamara, Sharbs, Sutton, Benson, Harris, Arroyo. So like the start, like some of the stabs at running back here. Maybe not my favorite team this go around, but could be very productive. Jefferson, Janty, Rice, like that. So he didn't. So Father Blake here at 104. Goes.
It's either too serious or not serious enough. I don't know.
He doesn't go quarterback right off the rip, but he gets Kyler at 4-4.
Not Pastor Blake.
And then Chase Brown at 5-9. And then he gets Anthony Richardson here at 6-4. So good value on Richardson.
Bust.
That's a fun pick.
Is
and then
he serious about football yet? Do we know?
We don't know. Then he went and got Stafford at 11-9. So I like what you did there. You got 3, and Anthony Richardson could be just a killer for you. And I mean, we've seen Kyler be very productive, but you have a great start there and Chase Brown. Then you got Fannin, which maybe I might have let him ride a little bit, but who knows? McMillan and Judy, I like those picks a lot. We'll see what the Cleveland Browns situation is with quarterback here. So James Conner at 10-4. Mims is a nice pickup. Sinnott, I would have liked to see you maybe get one more tight end that you feel really confident about going into this year. And maybe Fannin will be that guy, but
tell it to my motherfucking Fannin.
Hollywood Brown and Amari Cooper. So it's a fun stab there. Let's see here. Let's see what
was Cooper hurt towards the end of the year.
I don't know what was going on there, but
I thought there'd be more of an impact. There was initially, and then he's always in and out of hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
Hollywood Brown, good stab though.
Yeah, oh for sure.
All right, you going on to the big rice ball?
Hang on, I'm setting my cue so I don't get autoed here. So the big rice ball. We'll see what Father Blake does at the end. Maybe he takes Trey Sermon.
Oh, nice. That was a clean one.
Yeah.
That was a Nate Bargatze fucking. Can't say fucking after Nate Bargatze.
Jamar Chase 105. Nate Bargatze's playing here. He's doing 2 shows. The first one's at 3:00 in the afternoon. What a great time to go see Nate Bargatze. I could get dinner afterwards.
Right. Showing at dinner?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Which I had to buy the tickets because my wife was like, the tickets weren't too bad, and then my wife cannot pay fees. It makes her extremely upset.
She went down to the.
All of a sudden, it was like $200, and she was like, "What? It's like $60 in fee." And I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of how it goes." And she was like, "I know, but it's ridiculous." And she was like, "I'm not buying these." And I was like, "All right." So I just had to wait a day, and I was like, "I'll just buy them. You and I will go." But I'm gonna go see Nate. I haven't seen him yet.
Didn't he get invited?
It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
I don't know why I can't get invited
we're going
on
to
his dates.
But we're going to the 3:00 show because we were like, "You want to go to 3 or 6?" And I was like, or whatever it was, and I was like, "Let's go to 3 because we could go to 3, get a little day drunk, which is my favorite drunk, and then go to dinner, and then like we could be home and in bed by like 8."
And you just like start cursing.
Yeah.
Curse
He's great. Also, Home Improvement on Netflix. I just watched the first like 3 episodes. Tim Allen just slays that show. It's so good.
Is Pam off the rip or she comes later?
I think she might come later.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
She comes early too. All right. who are we looking at here? Chase Brown. No,
yeah.
Jamar Chase.
I'm up.
At
I'm
1-5.
gonna get auto picked.
You said a Q though.
I did.
4 seconds. 3 seconds.
Oh, somebody took him. I had Cedric Tillman in the queue. All right.
Your boy Horton.
I got Horton. But
Horton?
maybe I would have taken Rashad Smith there if I thought I was going to get Tillman because he's way down there, and I always pick his ADP way up. But love Tillman, great pick. Would have saved my draft with the Tillman. I would have taken Tillman in place of Raheed Shaheed up here at 11-3. FYI. All right, so
Just let him fall. See how we go.
oh yeah, we got a breakout. We got a breakout show coming up. Tillman will for sure lead that bitch off. The big rice ball. We got Jamar Chase, Drake May, Lad McConkey. Nice start. Purdy, Omarion Hampton, Egbuka. See, this is a nice build to start. He's young. He's youthful. He got a lot of buzz players.
Surprised that's not what Father Blake went with.
He came back with Kittle, Josh Downs. Then he got Pacheco at 9.8. That could be excellent value. Like the Shakir pick. He got his third quarterback in Geno Smith. Then Jennings, nice pick. Bigsby, nice pick. Bateman, nice pick. Barner there for the Seahawks. And then he went Joe Milton there at 16.5. That's a real fun pick. Somebody should trade for Joe Milton and see what you got there. So big rice ball. Shout out to you. Well done there, bud. Let's go back to the back end of this draft and see how big the guys who didn't start off with any quarterbacks, because we just looked at Father Blake's team who didn't. Let's see how kind of that panned out. We got Puka, Gibbs, Harrison, Penix, Prescott, Sanders. So he went 3 QBs in a row. Then he comes back with 3 rookies in a row. I like this build, my guy. I like what you got going on here. We got Puka and Gibbs, love the start, and Marv. Then the 3 quarterbacks, I love them. Good value on all of them. Then Judkins, Neal, Sampson, just 3 rookie running backs right there. Then he goes with another rookie in Royals. Then he gets Joku, which he shouldn't have got Joku. He should have got Evan Ingram there because I should have had Joku. Then he doubled down on Ferguson, who's just cheap money right now and is probably going to be real solid again with Dak. Then he goes Besh, again, buzzy player right now that could have some good value to him. Went a 3rd tight end there with Goddard. I love it. Stacking up on the tight ends late that he could plug in if he needs them. And then 2 more rookies to finish it off with in DJ Giddens, Kansas State, and Woody Marks, USC, who, Woody Marks, good receiver, quick. The Penn State game, that's the only game I've watched of Marks' full game, but solid, looked great. And then last team here, we got Bowers, Neighbors, London, Williams, Kyron, that is. So tight end, wide receiver, running back. Then he went Bryce Young, Devonta Smith. You got McCarthy, David Montgomery, and Sam Darnold there. I should have had Sam. F that one up.
What are you doing?
Tucker Kraft.
Take this serious.
I'm trying.
60-second clock mock.
I'm trying.
And then analyze all of it with 0 help from me or the internet.
I'm trying.
I heard your voice stayed crispy clean the whole time, though. So
excellent.
The pod is intact.
Excellent.
Video, YouTube, got a little dicey there.
Yeah.
I don't know. This never happens. Can Hims fix your internet?
No, but Verizon might be able to.
Internet dysfunction. Is that right? Yeah, dysfunction. ID.
Yeah.
Hims.
Yeah. Yep. You got to call. Verizon or who you got? AT&T. You need to get in Comcast. So then, after Sam Darnold there at the 9th pick, you got Tucker Kraft, Brian Robinson, likely Tank Dell, and Kate Otten. So he stacked up on some more tight ends, even though he's got some at the top. But hey, tight end premium, you could flex out another tight end, no problem. Likely is a guy that you could flex out if he's getting the start, right? Otten certainly could.
Tight ends,
Kraft could be that premium guy.
There's a great trade bait too. They're great trade pieces.
1,000%. Let's look at some other teams.
Let's settle for 100. I mean,
let's look at this guy. Let's look at our guy Hoodie. He's always in here with us. Appreciate you, man. We got Patty Mahomes at 107 and Justin Herbert at 208. Then he went Tet McMillan at the 306. Then he goes JT at 4.7, Cam Ward at 5.6, DK Metcalf at 6.7, Pickens at 7.6. Oh, buddy, slaughtered this middle segment here. Look at these wide receivers. And JT's kind of your workhorse. So this is a good example of a really solid build in today's world. Obviously, the running back is kind of back potentially, but this will do real strong. So he goes with DK Metcalf, Pickens, Pittman, and Pearsall. So those 3 guys are established being good. Pearsall we've seen be good. Tech McMillan's a rookie, so he's got a good mix of kind of everything going on there. Ollie Gordon, he's a Doak Walker Award winner from a year ago, and then this past year, Bupkis, but Oklahoma State was trash. And then he gets Xavier Restrepo and 2 more shots at Washington, who I love, Malik Washington for Miami. And I think this guy might be a Miami Dolphins fan, maybe not. Jalen Coker at 13.6. Then he went Theo and Pat Fryermuth and Ray Davis. Man, bravo. That's a great draft, Hoodie. I love it, man. So anyway, my voice is tired. I'm tired. This was a fun draft. It was fun to go at this thing alone. Sorry if there were some technical difficulties in there and a couple of slow spots. I didn't mean to have to draft a team, but I didn't want to completely just throw it on auto and throw all caution to the wind. But I will say my Cedric Tillman ADP is going to take a hurting on this one because your boy wasn't in there picking my guy up.
We could not include this in the ADP.
Nah, include it, baby. Include it. It's a good draft. There's some real good picks in here. Every Monday, mock draft Mondays over here on the FFD will be going live, trying to go live every single Monday. So keep it locked and loaded on the channel. That way you can get it right to your little fingertips and come check it out. If you're not on the free Discord, do so. If you want to hit the $5 holler, get an extra episode every week, get our rankings. You can get in the mocks, you can get our ADP. They get first crack. And then, we got a Dynasty trade show dropping. That was all from the $5 holler. And some of these Mondays might turn into kind of Dynasty trades Mondays as well. So we're going to be trying to do all that kind of stuff, all encompassing, hitting every facet of your Dynasty needs, trades, rookies, startups, the best values, where the market's at. We got you covered for all of it. We've been doing this for a while, and we've had you covered.
Come have flex with us.
Come on over. Join the
one of the F's is for flex.
The water's fine. This is me splashing you.
Come closer.
Too close. Little Aladdin at the end.
For sure.
Wow, what a strong that's like the first 20 minutes of Aladdin is so good.
That's the intro music, you idiot. We're going outro.
And
yeah, I mean
5-star review if you haven't already.
They didn't pay Robin Williams enough for that.
And then if you want, you can enter the contest for free T-shirt giveaway for a 5-star review. It's in the link in the bio in the description and whatever the kids are saying these days. It's not that shirt. It's a different shirt.
I might send you the shirt.
But you could get. We got those too. Those are exclusives. Nobody has those.
We're gonna run out.
Those are the pocket tees.
Hit me up if you need a small.
But appreciate you guys. Keep tuning in. Keep coming back. Big Co is usually going to be on these shows with me, but he's down and out with the flu, so it won't just be one guy talking your ear off, and I won't be drafting anymore. Promise. And hey, Andrew, cut it out with the what is good, pal. All right.
There was an Andrew in here with the what. That's what I didn't know if that was.
We'll keep on. We're having a good time. we're fucking around for the most part.
Trademarking coming.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Appreciate you.
Peace.